Well, you're tuned in to the Barry and Joe show here back once again. And Joe, guess what? This time we're going north to Alaska. We'll go north to talk to Ava Earl.
You're so stupid sometimes. Hi, Ava. Thanks for coming on the program.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So
Okay.
you are a youngin. Oh my gosh. I usually don't like to talk about age that much, but I have to with you because you're only 20 and you are impressive. Oh
Oh,
my
thank you.
goodness.
Oh, that means a lot.
So impressive.
So
Like
hold,
when I
hold
was
the phone here. You got started with you're playing with Phoebe Bridgers or no Maggie Rogers, is that right?
what?
Yeah, I opened for her. I wish I played with her. Hopefully someday.
So you're in the right place at the right time. All these
Mhm.
musicians are coming out. However, you're a bazillion miles away in Alaska.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not a bazillion miles. We're in the internet age now. It's like she's next door, Barry.
Well,
It's
that's what I was
true.
going to ask. Like, how did you get your start being in Alaska? Tell us about living in Alaska and start getting started musically.
Yeah. I mean, I Alaska, you might not expect it because like you said, it's a little remote, but we have an amazing music scene, especially where I'm from, by Anchorage. Um, yeah, and just like very, very supportive, very artist based, which is wonderful. So it was just like I grew up in a very fostering environment and kind of once I started like cementing myself in the Alaska music scene, I branched out a little bit and was like you said, in the right place at the right time quite a bit. And I've been very lucky. So but yeah, Alaska is wonderful, really a great place to grow up and play music and like learn the ropes.
Now, one of the things about that I think sets Alaska apart, and this is another thing I don't think anyone knows about Alaska, is
Mm.
its diversity. You have people
Hmm.
literally from all over the world in Anchorage, which is crazy to me
Yeah.
because, it's Anchorage and you don't think of Anchorage being this multicultural mecca, but but it is. You have people from Russia, you have people from China, you have people from Japan, you have all Canadians, all a bunch of US people, you even have people from over in Europe, and they're all bringing their own musical influences in, and that just creates like this awesome melting pot for you, I would imagine.
Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine that like all of that brings yeah, people bring their own styles and the diversity in music is real. Like there's like I don't know. I feel like we've got every genre and like I always struggle to describe exactly like what genre I feel like I fit into and like maybe that's why. I don't know. I've never thought about it like that. But yeah.
Yeah, that's so amazing. So did you start as a writer or did you play are you playing an instrument? Where are you because you're a writer here. You're getting all these awards for writing songs and I'm impressed. I just wonder where are you starting it from?
Oh, thanks. Yeah. I mean, I started writing songs pretty young. I started playing. Okay. So I was always forced. My parents always had me
You
playing.
were forced to
Um,
do it. No.
as parents do. I was forced to play an instrument and play a sport. Um,
Okay.
so I grew up running. I've been like I'm still running in college, so I've been very lucky there too. But
Oh, cool. I am
musically,
also a runner. I love running.
oh, sweet. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
that's great. I mean, I
Well,
could talk
well,
about running too. So
we'll talk about that later.
But musically, I jumped around a bit before settling on guitar. It was eventually I moved to my hometown Girdwood, which is about 45 minutes outside of Anchorage, and smaller town. There's about 2,000 people there, I think, population wise, and so it was like piano or guitar, and I didn't want to be basic, and I thought those were both like basic instrument choices. And I
Okay.
thought
The
the guitar was
millennial.
slightly cooler. I know, right? Um, but so I chose guitar, and then shortly after, my music teacher Melanie really inspired me to like write because I guess I was doing it naturally a little bit, like just improvising parts of songs.
Hmm.
Um, but I mean, I would say in terms of like my music, I wouldn't say that I'm like an expert guitarist or anything like that. Not that I call myself an expert writer, but I definitely feel like I'm more of a lyricist than I am like technically gifted in
You're really starting to give me a lot of Ray LaMontagne
I
vibes
was
because
gonna say,
Oh, cool.
he started the same way, you know. He wasn't he wasn't the greatest guitarist on his first album, but the lyrics, just like you, the lyrics really drive it home.
Well, that's
And
a
it's
wonderful comparison. So
and
thank
it's
you.
very well, just like his music, your lyrics are very personal. And
hmm
I think that really that speaks to people, you know, that a lot of, and no offense to Olivia Rodrigo, but it's not you're not like on the poppy end of it singing about vampires
Yeah.
and stuff. You're like you're really hitting some hard hitting subjects in your writing.
I mean, thanks. I definitely like I totally get what you're saying. I draw a lot of inspiration from pop music. And so like I don't want to, again, like no dissing on that. I
Oh
love
yeah,
Olivia
no.
Rodrigo. And I feel like I'm able to kind of take that inspiration in terms of like hook. And then yeah, I take the most pride in my lyrics of like any part of my musicianship. So I'm glad you that you seem to like it.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I am also a writer, so I think lyrics kind of hit me a little bit harder than some other people.
Mhm.
And I think I look a little bit deeper into lyrics when it comes to stuff
Yeah.
like that. And again, no disrespect to Olivia Rodrigo. I just want to make sure I don't want people to think that I'm dissing her.
Oh,
Because
she's doing pretty well for herself. So I
she's
don't think
very
anyone
talented.
can
She's very
do that.
talented. It's just I kind of gravitate more to the songwriter aspect like you are.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
so okay, so you're in like high school you're in college now, but
I'm in college now. Yeah, yeah.
were you in high school when you started like getting big?
Oh, I mean, that's a funny way to put it. Um, I wouldn't say I've ever been big, but thank you. I would say I started like performing professionally in high school. Yeah. Um, and I did I recorded The Roses, my most recent album, when I was a junior in high school. It came out I think right after my senior year.
I was a junior in high school, like working at Music Plus, like trying to figure out how I was gonna
Uh,
get enough quarters for video games that weekend. You're recording an album. Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, well, I had a lot of help. I didn't have to save up quarters for it. My parents helped me out a lot. I had a lot of like very, very good people working with me.
so how
Yeah.
did your okay, so you have like friends in high school and are they supportive? How was your high school to get your experience in high school as you were becoming a famous musician? Were they nice?
Yeah, I mean, I would say I was like one of the most well-liked people in high school. I don't think it had anything to do with the fact that I was a musician, but I have a very forceful personality and a lot of opinions. And I'm not really one to like let things like I don't know. I'm not gonna like let anybody push me around, I guess, for the most part.
That gets us into trouble, does it? It gets us into trouble.
Yeah, it does. But my friends that I did have are very, very sweet and loyal and like were like incredibly supportive of me. And like generally people were very, very nice about my music. It was always other stuff that they took problems with, I think. But
like being opinionated and having like your own brain. Yeah, people get really
yeah,
upset about
yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm faring better in college, I'd say. I loved my high school experience. It felt so much better than middle school that I honestly was like so excited. And now that I'm in college, I'm like all the things that made me weird and like unliked are like the things that people think are cool about me. So
I
that's
know, right? I mean,
awesome.
college is like you move from high school into college. It's like a totally different world, and people are like
Mhm.
cool and stuff, and like
No, it's
appreciate
amazing.
your quirks and things. Where are you? Where are you currently matriculating at?
I am at Northwestern in Illinois, like right outside Chicago.
No way! Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah, it's
so
great. And great
cool.
place to be
Oh,
for music too. Like it doesn't hurt to
yeah.
be right next to Chicago. So
Okay, okay. So tell me, how much culture shock did you get going from Alaska to Chicago?
I mean, honestly, it was just like It was crazy. I mean, this kind of brings me into like my new album that I'm releasing.
Hmm.
It's gonna be out in September. And it has a lot of stuff about just kind of like I had never set foot in Illinois or like most of the Midwest before I like flew in for my like first day of school.
Oh,
Like
wow.
so it was because I mean I got recruited for running during COVID and like so I wasn't able to visit. And I just like I chose Northwestern because it had a great like academics and because I really liked their running program and my coaches I like trusted them.
Do you get
And
a,
it
wait, you
became
got a
a great
scholarship?
yeah, I'm on a partial scholarship
Oh,
with the team. So yeah, that also helps.
congratulations.
Thank
That's so
you.
awesome.
Yeah, it was very like again, like I feel like I've gotten lucky a lot. That was another time that I feel like I've gotten really lucky.
Man, what a
Um
fantastic start to your career.
I know
Man.
it's like my college experience is pretty nice if I do say so myself. I can do all the things I want to do and like I'm, supported by a lot of people, so it's really cool. But the culture shock was real. It was mostly just like walking around and like looking at all the buildings the first time I was in Chicago. Like I'll never forget it. I was
Oh my
like, this is
gosh, their shortest
crazy.
building is probably taller than anything in Alaska.
Uh-huh. I mean, we just don't like they don't do skyscrapers in Alaska. Um,
Yeah,
so
I
yeah,
imagine.
it was crazy. And then I was like followed around. So like that too. It was like,
Oh, yeah, right.
but
Okay,
like, part of
so
the
now
charm.
you're at Northwestern, you're doing your run in for school, you're going to classes, you're eking out some time to play some music. Have you been able to do any shows in or around the Chicago area yet?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still kind of working on it. I play some shows on campus for like my friends, and that's been really fun. And kind of like helps get me like a little bit more involved in like the college community and like my peers. I feel like a lot of times in Alaska I was playing for people a lot older than me, generally speaking, like my parents' demographic basically.
Right.
Which is fun, but it's nice to be able to connect to people my own age.
Yeah.
So that was lovely. And then I played one show where I opened for Sway Wild. They're amazing duo. And that was at Space in Evanston, which is like one of the best venues I've ever been in. Like, I mean, and Alaska has some nice venues, so I've been a little spoiled, and I was like not expect things to look like they did in Alaska, but Space was amazing, and yeah, I'd love to play there again if they'd have me. It's a like listening room show. In Evanston is right outside Chicago. That's where I go to school.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Have you done any like have you gone over to like the Bean and done any busking outside of like the Art Institute or anything like
I
that?
mean, I was trying to figure out. I think you need a busking license, and it was all like it seemed like so
Wait, you
much
need a
work.
license now? You can't just
I
like go
know.
out and
I need
play
to like
music for people.
no, they have to like
Sheesh.
tag me and stuff. I don't know, but anyway, someday I plan on busking at some point. But until then, I'll be playing at like Harris Hall on the university campus, and that's always it's a fun time because I get to bring my team there. My coach came one time, which was funny, and just like get some of my friends out and like perform, which is always a blast.
Yeah.
That is
Joe,
super cool.
Joe, you remember we were talking to another band a while ago and they were from, I want to say Washington, and they came down early because they wanted to go to the Third Street Promenade and busk all day.
Oh my gosh, yeah. What was that? Oh wow,
Can't remember the band, but
that was like
that
3 or 4 weeks ago. We've interviewed like 30 bands since. But
Hmm.
yeah, they're like some of them lived here, some of them lived in Nashville. Wait, it wasn't Blueforia. No,
it
it wasn't
probably
Blueforia.
was, dude, but it's
It
just
might have
so
been.
funny to me how, you're a musician, you got albums out, and it's like
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
we're going to a beautiful part of the world. We're just gonna hang out and play some music and put a hat out in the front,
Yeah, exactly.
get some quarters
Yeah, I
going
love
on.
that.
So
Honestly, yeah.
so what do you like better? Okay, what fills you, this is a difficult question. So what fills your cup more? Is it performing the music you make, or is it creating the music you make, like in the
Oh,
studio?
that's tough. In the studio, I probably have to say I love recording. It's probably because I'm like so starved of it because it's like 1 week every 2 years that I get to do that.
Oh,
Um,
why? Yeah.
versus like, I get to perform a lot and I love performing. So it's hard to top it. But like there's just something so special about the past two albums I've made. The Roses and Too Much, which is the one coming out soon. Where it's just like I've had a full band on both of those albums, and The Roses was the first time I ever had that. And like, I mean, I had some real top-notch musicians playing with me, which in and of itself is so cool and like humbling and like all these things. Like I still, you guys were saying I'm young now, but I felt really young then because I was like 16. And they treated me with so much respect, even though they had like sometimes decades of experience on me. And but then also they just like filled my sound with like it wasn't like a new sound. It sounded like me, but just like bigger and better.
Fuller.
And, like,
Yeah.
it's just like it's amazing. There's nothing like it. It's probably my favorite feeling in the world. So I just there's nothing like it. It was the same exact experience. I mean, except totally different. But like when I recorded this album up in Maine, and it's produced by Zachariah Hickman, and he just like really killed it. Again, like amazing musicians, and like the sound was just like it's totally different sound, but like it still sounds like me, and it's like what I wanted. And it's just so fun playing a song for the first time, and being like, oh my gosh, yes, like this is exactly it.
That's so
Yeah,
awesome.
it's
So
so
are you just like your first album, is Too Much also self-produced and self-funded?
So it's Too Much is produced by Zachariah Hickman.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean when I say self-funded, like kind of like I all of my like music or money that I make from performing, that all goes into the album, but like it's never enough. So my parents really helped me out a lot. I owe them a ton.
Oh,
So
wow. That's
someday if I
awesome,
really make it
parents.
big, I told them I'd buy them a house. But
Yay!
I know. I apparently told them I'd buy them a TV or a house because I was like, so now
TV
I'm
or
going up to
out.
that.
Yeah, just
I know. I could
they're
have just
they're
gotten them a TV.
similarly priced. I mean, come on.
Well, I thought they were. I was like, what are two luxuries? TV, house. Um,
Well, it
How about
all
you
but
could buy them
yeah,
buy them a house and a TV. Buy them a TV and a house. There you
I mean, I think at that point I might as well throw the TV in, right?
go. I mean, you might as well. They've done a
Yeah,
lot for you. You give
yeah,
them a little bonus.
oh, she's you're wagering your bets there. It's like if I get medium success, then you get the
yeah,
TV, and
exactly.
if I get big time, then you get the house and the TV.
Yeah, I should have put in some stipulations there. I unfortunately just gave him the blanket
Oh,
statement.
wait. There's no signed contract or anything. Did you guys handshake or anything? Because if
I don't know.
not,
I
then
feel like
you guys you're free and clear.
this is a good point. I'm gonna take this up with my lawyers.
Exactly. Exactly. So
Oh yeah.
where can people, you said that your album is coming out in September. Can you tell us when and where people can go and purchase it, not stream it because you don't make any money off that, but where can they go and buy it?
Yes. You can always buy stuff on my website, which is avaearl.com, AVAEARL. And you can, yep, that's the one. You can Google me. I'm on all I'm on all streaming platforms, but I'm on all the social medias at Ava Earl Music, except for Facebook because it's just Ava Earl there for some reason. Um, and yeah, and the album's coming out September 15th. So, but until then, I'll be updating all my social medias and stuff with like pre-save links and all that junk that like really helps. And then yeah, you can find it on the website.
Yeah, and on the website you got all this awesome merch too. So
I
hey,
know, I
get
know,
the
and
albums,
I
get the
need to
merch.
update that because we're selling out of that stuff. I've
Oh,
got
that's awesome.
because I have such a big like children fan base, which is really funny, but specifically in Alaska, like a lot of kids like me. So I have like a gazillion extra small t-shirts that just I never sold. So if anyone knows a small adult or a child, please go to my website, buy a shirt.
Well, let me ask you about merch though, because I love talking about it. Some bands, they're like, yeah, we've got a company that just does it for us. And then
Mhm.
other people take a lot of time, maybe partner with an artist. How do you
Mhm.
come up with your merch?
Honestly, I gotta say my mom is a big one. Well, you can see like the roses shirt is like that's a graphic that she put on there, and then the lettering for all of the roses stuff and the photo of my face that you can see on the album cover, and also that art t-shirt that was done by Jeremy Fetzer, and he's a wonderful artist. He designed my full album for the roses and did the fonting too. So I've got a bunch of stickers and yeah, so it's a little bit dependent on budget sometimes, but if I can, I always love to have an artist do something because I mean, look at it, it's like it's beautiful. I think it's like
It
very
really is.
representative of the album. And you know, on the
100%.
inside there's little roses places. Like it's just nice. But other than that, my mom is very talented in graphic design, so it's kind of done in-house.
Are you on the vinyl train? Are you making vinyl?
See, again, it's like I don't have it in my budget to make them because I just don't think that I have enough
Vinyl's
of an audience that
expensive.
buys vinyls. They are. And like, yeah, I have a ton of CDs. Some people like I've been asked for a cassette before because some people are still into the cassettes. Like I was never even alive when like I have never put in a cassette.
Why?
So,
You don't even know what a
I know
mixtape is.
I can't even relate. I have like the like new wave like vinyl nostalgia, whatever. I guess you can't really even call it
Us
nostalgia.
grandpas over here chuckling at that. Horror.
Hey, that's not what I'm saying. But
No, it's fine. We're old farts. It's
Yeah,
totally
we're
fine. You
okay
can
with
totally-
it. It's time.
No, but Chicago's actually a really interesting place for vinyl. Like one of my buddies is a big vinyl head, and he raves about a couple stores in Chicago that one they do like custom vinyl players, and they have like laser needles for vinyl now and all this other cool stuff, and it's all just in Chicago at this like little warehouse store on the south side. He took me over there one time and it was a little sketchy, but the stuff that they had in there was awesome. And there's like a bunch of people in Chicago that do DIY vinyl pressing. So check it out. You might be able, like, because
Okay.
you're in that area now. You
Yeah,
might
I'm
be able to
close.
find some really cool stuff and find someone that like might want to give you a deal for like a limited press, 50, 100 albums for like your hardcore fans who want like something special.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point because there's always one or two people who like come up to me at some point during like the summer when I'm gigging and they're like, "Hey, do you have vinyls?" I'm like,
Right.
"I'm sorry. I don't."
Well,
So
I mean, it's yeah,
sure.
but especially for like millennials and Gen Z, they're really getting back into vinyl,
I know.
and they really like it.
I mean, vinyls are pretty. Like, I get it. It's like it's more aesthetic than a CD, like with the like jewel case, like
Mhm.
I understand.
And I think a lot of them they tend to be audiophiles too, and they find that vinyl is a warmer sound than digital. It's not compressed, that kind of thing. That's why they get all into like, oh, I got to have this record player with this specific needle, and the album needs to be blah 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 blah. That kind of stuff.
I will say,
They get
I
all
mean, I
technical.
have all mine are all like mastered for vinyl, so like I have it tucked away just in case.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's
I haven't
smart
been able to
thinking.
make good on it yet.
That's smart thinking right there. That's what I'm talking
I
about.
can't take credit for that. That's the wisdom of my my
Is your
man.
mom? I was gonna say, is it your mom? Is it your mom again? Is she your manager?
My
'Cause that
my
makes
mom's
sense.
wonderful on all this stuff until you get to the like nitty gritty technical stuff of music, and then she's out.
She's like,
and it's to my team.
Well, okay, this is very exciting stuff. Your album is coming out in September, and are you touring it? Are you gonna go out there and
She's got school, man.
school.
Yeah, I got school. It's hard. I mean,
She's got school and fall is cross country and track season, right?
Yep,
No.
yep.
Oh yeah. See, are you a distance runner? I did want to ask.
I am a distance runner. Yeah, we run 6Ks and then I run track too. So I'm kind of like it's tough. I love both running and music. I think music is definitely like my bigger passion, but I want to see what I can do before I'm like I'm not going to be a professional runner. I have no like even if I could, I don't think I'd want to be. So I'm trying to get the most of it while I can while I'm still in college. So, in 2 years, you'll probably see me on a full tour. But before then, it's like hitting the road sometimes during the summer and then maybe a couple of times gigging around Chicago. But I unfortunately like can't fully tour the album, which is why it's lovely to like try to meet new people like you guys and your listeners and get some outreach done. But yeah, you'll see me out there at some point.
Yeah,
Awesome.
You've got a lot of videos on your website that we can look at. a tiny desk concert, which sounds
Yes,
fun in the
yes.
middle of nowhere. Did you do that in Alaska?
Yep, that's like a couple blocks from my house. So, I mean, they always you joke about like, oh, this is my backyard, but like literally,
It literally is.
I live in a
It's crazy.
beautiful place. Yeah.
Wow. Well, okay, we're gonna play Mountain Song, the one that I think you won a bunch of awards for, right?
I mean, maybe I hope
Oh,
so.
did you, or did
Yeah,
you just good? I think
sure.
it's just good.
I'm, yeah.
When did you cut? This is a while ago, before you went to college, I'm assuming.
Mhm.
Where did this come from? This Mountain Song?
Yeah, Mountain Song is a special track off of the Roses. It was actually in a very Alaskan like tragic way. I got stuck on top of a mountain for a bit with my boyfriend at the time and his dog, and luckily the two of us made it off all right. But it was a little harrowing, and I was literally talking today with people about like how you learn like mountain safety really early on in Alaska because it's just kind of like common sense in a way. Like you shouldn't just hike up a mountain. But that's what I did, and I had to learn that lesson the hard way. But this song is about that, and I think it's a lot of people think it's a metaphor, which makes sense because like a lot of times mountains are metaphors, but this is a very literal experience for me. And one of my first like really hard events in like my teenage years. So yeah, it means a lot to me, but it's also I don't know, a lot of people who haven't been stuck on top of mountains have told me that they like really relate to it, which is awesome. So I'm glad that it's reached a little bit of a broader audience than just the original intent. But yeah. Yeah.
Well, I think every singer-songwriter needs a "I almost died" song.
Uh-huh.
So you
Exactly.
you got yours.
I know I
Yeah.
checked that box, which is good because it means that.
All right. Well, I have one more question for you, Ava Earl. I'm so
Mhm.
proud of your success. I can't wait to see you after you graduate. Do that tour.
Thank you.
Okay, so I got a question here, and there's no right or wrong answer, but it deserves an answer. Here we go. Would you rather get into a battle to the death with one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses? A battle to the death.
100 is a lot. I kind of think I'd die either way. I'm not really much of a fighter.
Well, it was nice knowing you, Ava. Thanks for
I mean,
coming.
do I have a weapon? I guess I'd
She asked Barry, so I got to tell her.
Yeah,
Yes,
okay,
you
here's
can.
the
You can
rules.
have a weapon.
Okay.
Now that you've asked, you can have a weapon. You can either choose your guitar
Oh,
or
God.
your mic stand.
Oh, I'm gonna go mic stand for sure. I feel like my guitar would splinter pretty quickly.
Okay,
Also,
so with
I don't wanna
your mic stand, you also get the mic and the mic cord. So
Oh, that's good. Okay, well, in that case, if I have the cord, I'm gonna go for the horse-sized duck. I'm gonna try to like get on top of it and strangle it. That's really graphic. Sorry.
oh man, I love it.
That's the
I love
right move, though. That's how you could tell you're an Alaskan.
Oh yeah, they teach you that too when you get
They teach
Like,
you that.
when
to
you
attack-
see the horse-sized duck. I mean, we got bears and stuff,
Oh man, I love when people play along with this question. It's so much more fun.
All right, Ava Earl, we'll go to your website, watch all the videos, and
Buy all the stuffs.
we'd love to
Yay,
have
thank
you
you.
back. We'd love to have you back in September when it comes out.
Yes, that'd be wonderful. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Ava Earl, everybody.
Losing love isn't like losing your body, but it might as well be. And all the phantom sounds inside my head make me long for the old me. She's ignorance, she is bliss, she is all that. She loves the mix with the two guitars on separate tracks, left and right, up all night with her melody. Bleeding white, twist her into my elegy. eyes to see it through your eyes. Is this a dance? Not a chance that I'll make it through. By circumstance or romance, I am in your room. Now there's sound all around me. Heavens, let me in. On the ground, tell me how I have been forgiven. Do it for the privilege of a better night's sleep. And that the tears don't even have the ones that I need. And every word comes out your mouth like you think talk's cheap. But I can barely hear it say till my ears bleed. And you're all I need. And now I can't sleep. But I can barely hear it say till my ears bleed. And I know that I've got to stop retreating. And I know if I let go, I might regain some feeling. But I'm so close, keep concealing. All my jokes are a show of my hands clasped and pleading. 'Cause for the first time, no one understands. Used to articulate, tell you all my plans. Now I'm unsteady, only like to stand on if I can stand it if I can. Somewhere in the audience, the people in their seats are blissfully unaware of what it is to bleed. And maybe I don't know what religion really means, 'cause I would blame the God if I had enough belief. If I had the right to speak. It makes me long for the old me. She's ignorance, she is bliss, she is all that. She loves the mix with the two guitars on separate tracks. Left and right, up all night with her melody. Bleeding white, twist her into my